Police investigate several shots fired cases in Boone and Cole counties. National Child Passenger Safety Week hits this week, telling parents to buckle up their kids. And Columbia debates a new trash system another mid-Missouri town says it can't live without. KOMU 8 News starts now.
From Studio 8A, coverage you can count on in high definition. This is KOMU 8 News.
Shots fired in Boone County this afternoon have police in search of the suspect. Good evening, I'm Danielle McCarthy. Those shots were fired on West Sugar Creek Drive in Boone County, right off I-70 westbound. Boone County Sheriff's Department arrived at the scene around 3 this afternoon. The suspect was described as a white male in his 40s with a scruffy beard. KOMU 8's Alex Dunn was at the scene earlier today and has the story behind the shootings. Alex?
Danielle, officers arrived on scene after they heard reports of trespassing and shootings. The owner of the home says she saw someone hunting near their property, but when he crossed over onto her property, she challenged him to leave. The trespasser responded by shooting at her, and the owner shot back in defense. Police found no indication of new shell casings. This isn't the first time authorities have been called to this location. Others have trespassed on this property before. The homeowner says she has never seen this particular man. The Boone County Sheriff's Department says trespassing can be a common occurrence during hunting season. Police currently have no leads. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 875-TIPS.
Jefferson City police officers are investigating a shooting incident this evening after finding rounds fired into a home. Police responded to the 800 block of Broadway after getting a slew of phone calls about shots being fired. A release from JCPD says no one was injured. A woman who was shot Friday in the parking lot between the stadiums of the Royals and Chiefs in Kansas City remains in the intensive care unit after what police say was an attempted murder-suicide. But a Kansas City police detective says he thinks the woman who was wounded is going to make it. A man suspected of shooting her was found dead in a car with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. The shooting happened just hours before the Royals played the Angels. 2 men have been charged in the death of a 21-year-old Northwest Missouri State University student. The Nottoway County prosecutor filed the charges Friday against 23-year-old Tony Overland and 31-year-old Kevin Mooney, both of Bethany. Bond for both men has been set at $100,000, and they're scheduled to appear in court Tuesday. The 2 men allegedly killed Tamarkin Smith outside a Maryville bar early Friday morning. A 41-year-old death row inmate will make the case next week that he was wrongly convicted in the 1991 St. Louis area bridge killings of 2 sisters. A judge appointed by the Missouri Supreme Court will hear evidence from Reginald Clemens' attorney this week. The court could decide to throw out Clemens' conviction. Clemens was one of 4 men convicted of murder by a jury that found they had forced 2 sisters and their male cousin to jump off a bridge into the Mississippi River. The Boone County Public Defender's Office says it would limit the number of cases it takes, so some private attorneys in Boone and Callaway counties might have to help reduce the caseload of public defenders. Presiding Judge Gary Oxenhandler told members of the Boone County Bar Association that some attorneys should be prepared to take on pro bono work with criminal defense lawyers. The cases mostly involve misdemeanor criminal violations and probation cases. Child passenger safety starts this week. Car crashes are the '1 killer of children younger than 12. Missouri law requires children under 8 to be in a safety or booster seat until they are 80 pounds or 4'9". A national traffic survey found 75% of parents do not know how to properly use child safety restraints. In 2011, Missouri lost 12 kids under 8 to traffic accidents.
Heavy cloud cover continues to be the pattern for mid-Missouri this evening, but that's about all we'll see weather-wise. We do have a system off to our south, creating some rain for our neighbors down in Arkansas, but it's certainly cycling some cloud cover back into the mid-Missouri viewing area, and that's really helping us cool down steadily into the evening hours tonight. Now our temperatures are dropping now right around the mid-60s for the most part here in mid-Missouri. We aren't going to cool down too much more as we head into sunrise on your Monday, the beginning of your work week. Temperatures are going to be right around 60 degrees, and things are really going to change for mid-Missouri tomorrow. We have a cold front moving through the area that's going to give us a chance of some afternoon rain. I'll tell you more about your forecast coming up in just a little bit. Danielle?
This weekend, we followed up on a story we brought you earlier this month and learned the long-talked-about Tigertown tailgating zone could soon become a reality. One Columbia resident is working to move forward with the plan and told me he should have everything finalized by tomorrow. Just to bring you up to speed on the story, Tigertown would be a designated tailgating area in downtown Columbia with drinks and live music before home football games. The fan zone had been in the works since the beginning of the year, but organizers nixed the proposal in early August, citing a lack of financial support. On September 4th, Columbia resident Andrew Ort told the Columbia City Council he would single-handedly fund the plan, expecting to invest about $50,000 into each tailgate. He says he'll meet with city officials tomorrow to finalize a location for the tailgating zone and get a liquor license. Ort says Tigertown should be up and running by Mizzou's next game, which is October 6th against Vanderbilt. Columbia is still debating whether or not to adopt a new side-loading garbage truck system, but Fulton has had the same system for more than 15 years. KOMU8's Nick Brennan tells us about the system and why Fulton can't do without it.
For Columbia, the future of garbage pickup is uncertain. For Fulton, the future happened back in 1995. But the garbage workers weren't left behind.
Because of going to the automated system, it didn't entail any layoffs or anything. We used the employees in other areas within the solid waste department. So laying off people had no effect whatsoever.
And that's fine with Sandy Green.
As long as it hasn't cost anybody any jobs, I don't have any problems with it. But I mean, I'm happy with the system. I have no complaints.
What makes the side-loading system appealing is its efficiency.
The side loader makes use of this mechanical arm behind me. The arm uses hydraulics to first grip the cart and then carry it up and over. And the best part is, the garbage workers never even have to step out of the truck.
And Fulton's not the only city in mid-Missouri to use this system. At least 3 other cities, including St. Peters, Springfield, and recently Jefferson City, have adopted the side loader as their garbage truck of choice. And J.C. Miller says he doesn't think the city can go back to pre-1995 trash collection.
I feel now, since it's been in operation and everything, that it would be hard to make this go away and go back to our old way of picking it up by hand. I believe that most of the residents enjoy what they have.
So the current way is here to stay. Nick Brennan, KOMU8 News, Fulton.
Fulton is planning to introduce new front-loading automated trucks to make its trash service fully automated. A diet that keeps you away from the oven. Thanks to celebrities, the raw food diet is getting more popular. But is it just another weight loss scam? KOMU8's Morgan Stevens tells us what exactly going raw could mean for your health.
Even after 12 years of being vegetarian, Jane Smith thought going raw would be too hard to stick with.
So I just tried it out one day, and I didn't die, and so I did it another day.
Now 6 years have gone by, and Smith's diet is 95% raw. She's even teaching raw food classes.
We are what we eat.
Raw foodism is eating food, mostly plant products, in their natural state. Smith is a raw food vegan, but some eat eggs, fish, even meat raw.
We're just eating whole, rich foods. We're getting the benefits of all the nutrients, which then help to flush our systems of all the gunk in there that we've all been eating for years.
Raw foodists say that once cooked to a heat over 118 degrees, many of the food's natural enzymes are lost.
Now, it may not take you a big expensive trip to the grocery store. You can use fruits and vegetables you probably already have in your fridge and put them in a juicer like this. Now, it will kick out 2 separate things. First, you have the pulp. You want the pulp to remain fairly dry so that the rest of the juice comes out here. Now, though the fruits and vegetables themselves may not be that expensive, things like juicers, blenders, and dehydrators can rack up a bit of a bill.
I don't want to make it too weird, but I've got...
But what about the cost to your health? One of the most documented risks is the lack of B12, a vitamin found in mostly meat. There aren't many other major documented risks or benefits.
They promote it as this curative effect because of the enzymes that are in some of these raw foods, but it's really not been proven that these enzymes are beneficial.
So like many diets, the health benefits may be more about what you are cutting out than what you're adding in. Morgan Stevens, KOMU8 News, Columbia.
The American Dietetic Association does not suggest a raw food diet for children or infants. Now, bankruptcy is no baked good, but it's turning local workers sour over sweet jobs. We'll have that story next. A local employer is in a fight with its union, and that has workers worried about their futures. Hostess Brands has filed bankruptcy and is asking union workers to make some pretty big sacrifices. KOMU8's Katie Brennan tells us why local Hostess workers are waiting to find out what happens next.
A walk down Boonville's historic Main Street comes with more than just a quaint view. It also comes with the scent of freshly baked bread. It's a large Hostess Brands bakery where nearly 80 employees bake and package Hostess products that end up on the shelves of grocery stores around the nation. But Hostess has gone bankrupt, and the livelihoods of these workers are in danger. One worker agreed to speak with us, but worried about his job, he asked us to disguise his voice and appearance.
Everybody within a year will be living paycheck to paycheck, I think, and those are guys who are financially stable right now.
To slash labor costs, Hostess has asked workers to take an 8% pay cut and agree to sharp reductions in company-paid pension benefits. The company has asked employees for several givebacks in the past, but is still in the red. If workers close the door on this deal, Hostess says it will have to liquidate.
Hostess products like snowballs, ding-dongs, and of course Twinkies are lunchbox snacks we've all come to know. But there's no sugarcoating the tough situation the company's final offer puts union workers in.
Especially a lot of the older guys that are 55 years old and that have worked there for 20 plus years. I just don't see where they could go to get another job and work long enough to retire, if anyone would even be interested in hiring them.
The International Brotherhood of Teamsters, a union that represents thousands of Hostess workers, says the company's history of cutting labor costs is what upsets workers.